Well, I think that takes care of it. Go ahead and clean out my brush. Now, let me just show you what I did here. Well, what it looks like now. You know what I did. I've got a nice bronze look going here. Took a little bit of brass and copper, mixed it with the jet exhaust. Well, actually I did copper first on a few of these panels, just the copper alone. And then I took and did brass with that. And I don't think it looks half bad, really. Besides, it's the Iron Man that we're really concerned about here. Now let's get started with the painting of the rusted areas here. I'm going to take some of this rubber. I'm going to have to go at this all at once because you have to kind of rely on the wetness of the paint in order for this to work. But anyway, I'm still going to be stippling, which is like I said, basically dry brushing. So I'm going to get it nice and loaded. Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Get nice and loaded. Okay. Go ahead and stipple this dark brown color over it first. Tester's rubber really works well for rusting things, by the way. For starting the rusting process. It also lends a satin surface for the rust, which I actually kind of like in my models. Now it's still wet, so what I'm going to do before that gets too dry, I'm going to take a little bit of Tester's Rust. Get it mixed up. You can shake these little bottles here and there. That'll just fine. It's Model Masters you have to stir the pot with. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit of rust. You can use the lid to get some paint that's just slightly dry. I'm not going to get too much of this on here. I'm going to mix a little bit of the Tester's rubber with it. And I'm going to go ahead and dry brush over the surface of this. Now I'm starting to run out of room here, so I'm going to have to take another break and basically edit this together. But when I come back, I will continue with this rusting technique. Phew, almost ran out of film that time, or the equivalent of film in the digital age. Now I'm going to take a little more of this rust color, pure rust this time, and I'm going to dabble it in the center. Oh, whoop, that's a little too much. You can use the underside of your model as a place to get rid of extra paint. But you get it in the center, just dry brush a little bit of it. You don't have to get much. And basically cover the whole thing in rust. There. Now that that's done, we need to get some more rust on there. Of course I need more rust. Always need more rust. You can't have enough rust, especially on a base like this. I might even rust up some of the other panels on there just for the fun of it. Maybe for some contrast. Now we've got this light brown color. And this is going to go around some of the edges in order to make it look as though there's some real hot spots of rust going on. You want to be in this part of the process. You want to be aware of where your brush is going, because you don't want to rust up the middle of a dark panel with this lighter colored stuff. And that's it. Well, rather, that's it. I'd say that looks pretty good. Oh, need to get a little bit down here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and rub it, blend it a little bit. There we go. Now, the next part of the process is I'm going to go ahead and paint the bottom here with, I'm not going to paint it like this metallic red up here. It's going to be just normal Testors red. So, and then the center of the Iron Man logo is going to be painted with yellow. So I'm going to go ahead and skip painting over that, because you probably know how to brush paint, right? I'm not going to airbrush because I don't have any masking tape. So, and I hand painted the rest of this anyway, so why not? I'm going to go ahead and clean my brush and then get started with the red. Now, doesn't that look a lot better? And I also painted the Iron Man logo right here with the yellow. It didn't turn out quite so good, so I'm going to go over it again later. Well, actually during the touch-up process. I'm going to have to give it time to dry a little bit before I go over it again. But for now, I'm going to touch up a few areas on the actual Iron Man, like down here by the foot where a little bit of silver got on it. And I didn't cover the neck quite enough right there, and a few other places. So I'm going to go ahead and start redoing some of these areas that need to be redone. And then I'm going to show you how to do an oil wash. Okay, I think I got all the areas that needed to be got. So let's start with the oil wash. Actually, it's not a wash that I'm going to be doing. It's kind of I'm not sure exactly how to describe it, other than to say that it creates artificial shadows. So I'm going to take my black oil paint, then some of this linseed oil, pour a little bit of this in here. Then I'm going to mix them up fairly well using, let's see, what am I going to use here? I'm going to use the end of this. Maybe not. Just an old brush ought to do. I think this will work. You don't want it really thick. You want to get it so that it's, almost transparent. Well, not almost transparent. That's a bad word. You do want to get this fairly well mixed, though. You don't want any clumps. No clumps, none whatsoever. This is still kind of clumpy. But, oh, this is taking forever.